We're live. We're live. Okay, good morning, everybody. At least it's morning where I am right now talking to you. It may not be by the time you have time to sit down and check in and say hi back. I'm Abby Haggard, and this is my little home studio, my office. I'm coming to you through some magical software system that allows me to be on a couple of platforms at the same time. And really, how I'm doing it is not the point. The point is that I'm doing it and you are doing it with me, and that's amazing. So, welcome back. And just let me click on the thing down here that says welcome back so we can start our conversation. So, how this works, if you're tuning in with me, I record this at 10 o'clock in the morning, Eastern time. And so if that's where you are, then you can actually comment in the comments and I can answer you because I can see them coming up on the screen. So I'm going to have a quick sip of coffee. Cheers. Ooh, really hot. Now, the reason for those of you who are just joining me for the first time, congratulations and thank you. I made a name for myself kind of by accident quite a long time ago now on a children's television series called You Can't Do That on Television. It's broadcast in Canada and then through the offices of Nickelodeon, the distribution network. We were seen in, I don't know, 50 countries around the world. And we are now on YouTube. You can find us if you just type in You Can't Do That on Television. There we are. And if you add the word mom, you get the episodes with me, or at least the sketches with me. And then while we were shooting You Can't Do That, we were also recording the very first Care Bears movies, and it was a breakthrough in animation because it wasn't fast action, it wasn't scary stuff. It was very the Care Bears loved you, and they would Care Bear stare down all kinds of bad guys and bad things in order that you felt good about yourself. And that was really the same thing for You Can't Do That on Television. It was all about you are amazing as is. All you got to do is show up. And it's a shame we don't do more shows like that. It really is, because it made a difference to a lot of people. Anyway, the reason I'm here doing these videos is to talk to you about this amazing project that I've started to work on. I've just got a weird, sorry. Well, good morning. Good morning, Eddie. How are you? This amazing project I started a few years ago, actually kind of in the middle of the COVID pandemic, when I realized that people were, they didn't really have an updated set of instructions on how to be in the middle of something that hadn't happened before. And it was very unsettling. It was scary. We didn't know what to do. And a lot of the rules that we'd grown up with, a lot of the things that we understood about the way this works no longer applied. The big one, safety in numbers, all of a sudden was maybe not such a great idea. So when I saw how that was unfolding, and the reason it didn't upset me that much is I'm a military kid, and in my upbringing, during all the years that shape you, really, my normal was it's going to change in a minute. And so, no time to dawdle, get it done. Just had no idea how long I would ever be anywhere. And therefore, it's always a new normal. Something is always going to be different. Something is always going to make me feel slightly off balance until I can find my balance. So and then I went into show business because, and what I discovered during COVID, which is a long time later, is how few people have that understanding that we are actually very good at resetting. We are brilliant at saying, wait, what? Rain, okay, umbrella. We adapt very well. And so if we don't know that, if we're not aware that this is kind of our superpower, it can be very frightening when something happens and we don't know if we've got the tools. And worse than that, more frustrating than that even, is that if we don't know how to use the tools. I mean, there they are. There's the toolbox. Can you even unlock it? And when you get inside and you look at it and you say, I don't even know which end of these things to hold. Very scary, very unsettling. And the cherry on the icing on the cake of all that is that our parents and our teachers and our educators and our decision makers, they didn't know either. And that is like taking that first step into quicksand and saying, this is not going to end well if I don't fix it, if I don't find a way to fix it. As a result of all that, my project for the last couple of years has been developing a concept, a kind of a mentoring concept, lots of interaction, lots of communication, and lots of very, very, I call them simple win techniques that get us over those I don't know what I'm doing bumps. So we can bring our best. And I don't mean bring more. And I don't mean do more to be more. We already have all that. We already have all that ability. What we don't always know is, chicken egg, which goes here and which goes there, and what is the best time to do that. So that's where I come in. Unlike a motivational person who is cheerleading you on and telling you, there's the goal, go get them, we got this. My objective is to say, this is how it works. This is what happens when you do this and this. The other morning when I wasn't really paying attention, which is sort of the subject today, I get ready a glass of juice and I put some vitamins in them. And then I get my coffee. And I actually watched myself pouring juice into the coffee. And I said, oh, see, no. So I have water and then I put stuff and then I put the juice in the glass, right? Coffee's over here. Cream's here. Juice is there. For some reason, la 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 la. Oh no. I saw me do it. Part of my brain saying, wow, special kind of stupid right there. Pour it out, start again. So in those instances, I had that moment, cans in the dishwasher. Oh, yeah. Perfect, right? It's that noise. Put the thingy for the inside of the air fryer in the dishwasher with the parchment paper. That's good. Good morning, Adrian. So my objective is to tap us, me included, on the shoulder. How you doing? What are you doing? Are you listening to you? So that we have our, and then instead of beat ourselves up, instead of saying, oh my God, my mother was right, I'll never amount to anything, I should just stay under the bed. Instead of that, laugh. Say, okay, don't do that again. If you need to, put it on a Post-it note. Put it right on that, right there. Juice goes in glass. Cream goes in coffee. Putting the milk in the pantry. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Have you ever done it? Where you've actually seen your hand doing it? You have the cupboard and you're thinking, what is wrong with you? And then you think, oh gosh, what's in the fridge? What have I put in the fridge? And so my goal, my role, if you like, given the whole actress thing, is to be the shoulder tapper. How you doing? Excuse me. Look at that. No, look at that. And then suggest an alternative. And then walk us all through the how and the why. Because very few, this has always been my frustration, very few of these leadership books, of these mentoring books, of these coaching books and programs, they tell you what is needed. They tell you why it's needed. They tell you when you're going to feel amazing. They don't tell you how to open the package. They don't tell, you know those things that come in the shrink wrap clear plastic stuff? Yeah. What do you use to get that open? What do you use? I've tried all kinds of things. Eventually, what I realized I could do is I got one of those, you know, those metal skewer things that you have to in order to make your homemade brochette to put on the barbecue. Yeah, honk. So putting them like, yeah. So what we have going on here is a lot of multitasking because the world is speeding up, and it hasn't occurred to us that we need to put stuff down. You can't keep adding to the pile in your hands. You can't keep adding to the tasks in your head. You can't keep planning new important updates to do in the same allotted time that was already full of the other stuff. You have to let go of things. Can't pick up more if you don't put down some, because we only got 10 fingers and 2 hands. And we have arms, but you got to go get a cart at some point if you refuse to let go of stuff. You have to decide to make 2 trips with the groceries from the trunk in your car. Guilty. No, I'm good. We have to pay attention to the fact that when we overdo, we end up with underdone. My definition, for those of you who have just joined us, my definition of multitasking is doing many things badly. and the reason we do it badly is because nobody has explained to us the physics of the impossibility of doing 2 things simultaneously. This and this. You can't, your brain says, I don't know. You know that whole thing, and then chew gum and then walk? Yeah. You look retarded because, by the way, it is incredibly silly, stupid, dumb, crazy, denial worthy to try. We're not wired that way. We're wired to do a good thing. Now, can you do a couple of things? Sure. Can you run and throw a football at the same time? You can, provided you practice it a lot and provided you know when in the run you can throw it, and when in the run you can catch it, and when in the run in the physical turn you can throw it or catch it. Those who do it well practice it to the exclusion of so much else that they become expert at something technically just about nearly almost impossible. When you overdo it, it can also make you ill. Yes, body tells your brain, no way. Yes, and how does Eddie know this, says Abby with a look. Good morning, Charles. Multitasking at work. I got to go do 3 or 4 things. Yes, here's the thing. We never do them at the same time. We do them in quick succession. We do this, and then right beside it, right behind it, right next to it, we do the other. When you try to chew and swallow at the same time, how many of you have had the little thing that closes in your throat say, listen, look at me when I'm talking to you. Don't do that. No, you're not listening? Okay, now I'm going to make you choke for a second. Your body talks to you. Every single thing we need to do that matters We need to honor the thing and do it 100%. If you have 100%, and you have one task and you don't focus on anything else, then you're giving 100% to the task, right? Basic math, simple win. If you still have 100% and there are two things you need to do within a period of time, then you're going to dedicate some of that 100% to the second thing, right? You have to. What that means, though, is that neither one of them gets 100% because you've only got 100%. If you try to do three things in rapid succession, you have a smaller percent dedicated to each one. So that means the quality and the value that you deliver is diluted by the number of times and the number of things that you try to accomplish in a short amount of time. First thing, though, to pay attention to is that you are not doing them simultaneously. You're not doing this. This is simultaneous, right? Both hands, simultaneous, same time. Okay. You're not doing that. You're doing this. It's just you're doing really fast and it feels like simultaneous. Now, if it's one after the other, then you're good. But if you're on the phone and somebody's crying and as you're talking to them and listening to them, you spill your coffee on your desk and some of the hot coffee drips onto your lap, and the door opens and your boss says, "Get in here, I need you right now." Go ahead. Handle all that simultaneously. You blank. You blank for a second. You're screaming. You're listening. You're not accomplishing any of it well, right? You've all been there. We've all been there. So the conversation today, that's the setup, why that's difficult, how frustrating it is, how mentally exhausting it is, how you're just sort of, oh my God, what a day, right? We all do it. So the conversation today is this. These are AAA batteries, right? These are AA batteries. The packages are open because why? Oh, well, I use them. Now, the special thing about these batteries, they are rechargeable. What does that mean? It's a battery. Where do I recharge it? Oh, well, see, here's what happens. Here's a phone, right? Here's a phone. And in the bottom of it, see, it goes into a thingamajig that's plugged in to a power source, plugged into the wall, right? Plugged power source. When you take the back off, there's batteries inside. They're rechargeable. What that means is you plug that into the wall, the batteries get recharged. When you don't have rechargeable batteries, you got to keep buying these. Why are they helpful? Well, a lot of stuff we want is portable now. You know, the phone is portable. A lot of our tools are portable. The car is portable. How does it recharge? You plug it into a power source. What happens until you plug it into a power source? It doesn't perform as efficiently. Why not? Well, because it's run out of the charge that triggers the this connecting to that goes boom. When it gradually the charge is low, it's like us tired at the end of a day. Why do we go to bed? To recharge. So the conversation, me in a conversation with somebody the other day, they said, "Oh my God, you know, part of me is the Eveready bunny, and then the rest of me, you know, I have to lie down." And I said, "So it's not the bunny that's ever ready, right?" They said, "What are you talking about? The Eveready bunny, you know, with a little drum, boom, 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 boom." Yeah. It's not the bunny that's ever ready. "What are you talking about?" I said, "It's the battery. in the bunny. The bunny's a bunny. Pink. Have you seen what happens in the commercial when the bunny stops? Yeah. Okay. Why does the bunny stop? I don't know. Needs a new battery. Me, my friend, what are you doing? I said, it's the battery. The bunny needs to have fresh energy put in order to do that and drive the world crazy. Friend, channeling mom. She said, oh, for God's sake. And I said, no, 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 no. This is important because I have a theme now for my next video. And she said, oh, you're not going to mention my name, are you? Please don't mention my name. I said, no, I'm not going to mention your name. So, but here's the thing. We're not really paying attention to the commercial. The Eveready bunny. Remember Timex? Remember the watch? It gives a licking and keeps on ticking. Boy, I'm old. I remember that commercial. They dropped a watch something in something. In water? Was it in water? They strapped it to something and it kept on working. And people were saying, how is that possible? And or other watches gradually ran down and lost time and just sort of sat there with the hands like this. That's what the watch is doing. 12, 6. Hello. It's like this. You're never going to look at the watch. If you have a watch, if you still wear a watch. I look like Ellie Patterson there. I know, right? I know. It's terrible. Adrian just said I look like Ellie Patterson, who is the mom from For Better or For Worse, the cartoon strip that became a TV series, a cartoon series. When I met Lynn Johnson, who created the series, she looked at me and I looked at her and I said, oh my God, how's that? Because without the accoutrements, we were separated at birth. So it's very funny going into the studio and her watching me be her and me watching her watch me be her. So the point today that I want to make is this. We must look after ourselves. My friend Eddie, who may have had to, takes a lick and keeps on taking. My friend Eddie, who probably hasn't been able to stay because he was going to be busy today, he went through a really, really tough couple of days. And then before that, he got hit by that whatever cold that we were all getting around Christmas time, where it just sort of, wet sand in a sock, boof, behind the ear, and you say, excuse me, I'll be back in a minute. So he was just recovering from that. And then there was a whole bunch of stuff that happened that he had to deal with. And he was saying to me, okay, give me some tricks, give me some tips, give me some tactics. I'm exhausted. My brain is coming back up online, but I'm at like 70%. I need help. So we talked about that. And I said, it's really valuable that you feel like you're at 70%. It's really valuable that you can recently remember because you were dealing with whatever it was. How exhausting it was to just sit up, how exhausting it was just to, put your slippers on and stagger into the kitchen and pour a glass of juice, because all of the rest of your body was fighting the invading forces and winning. It was a tough battle on all fronts. And I said, if you remember how that felt, how you remember every normal, ordinary, everyday, easy peasy, we got this, was suddenly a mountain to climb. And you just didn't have the oomph to do it. Every single person you're interacting with today, is there, and they don't know they're there. And so, already exhausted, already emotionally overwhelmed, excuse me, then their inability to do the simplest, most basic things is not only a feeling of betrayal. Why can't I do this? Beating myself up, which makes us even more emotionally exhausted. And Eddie saying he tried the Timex ad with his dad's watch. In the watch, his dad's watch wasn't a Timex. Who's the most popular kid in the family now, Eddie? So the thing that Eddie was dealing with was understanding how overwhelmed everybody was. And what could he do to act as the grease between the wheels? What could he do that wouldn't overwhelm already overwhelmed people? How could he be part of the solution? And I said, don't talk about it. Just say, do this. Come here, just for a second, 30 seconds. I want to show you something. Do this with me. I can't, Eddie, I'm busy. I can't, I know, 30 seconds. Just trust me, 30 seconds. Look him in the eye. And he did. And he showed somebody. And they said, okay. And they did it. And voila, it worked. And the person said, oh my God. Oh my God. Thanks. And then the oh my God, look around, trying to figure out how the magic came back. And thanks. What Eddie got to witness, what we all get to witness when we do it, is sharing a simple win and the small piece of normal that we get back in our control, in our hands, the way it usually feels, is such a relief. We're not completely lost. We're not completely useless. The tribe isn't going to kick us out of the cave where the saber-toothed whatnots live. We're okay. We got this. And 2 seconds ago, we didn't got this. Now we got this. Okay. Whew, all right. Am I 100%? Nope. But you're not as low as you were. You can see something glimmering in the trees. And what you're seeing is possibility. You're seeing normal you waving and giving hugs from a distance. It's going to be okay. How do we get from here to okay? We rest. We have to take the time. Think about this. How long does it take to open the thing, take out the old batteries, find the new batteries? You put them in that drawer, didn't you? And they're now underneath everything, right? Find the new batteries, figure out which ones, put in the new batteries, put the thing back on to close it, turn it over, and restart it. How long does that take? 30 seconds? How long? 5 seconds? 2 minutes because you can't find the new batteries? 30 minutes while you get in the car and go to the store and buy the new batteries? Because you've been meaning to do that, but you forgot because you were multitasking? Okay, that time for the Eveready bunny is the bunny's rest period. The bunny goes to sleep. The bunny goes onto autopilot. The batteries are going to be reset, or he's plugged in and we're going to be recharged. Some of these thingamabobs we have now, they have a little green light. I know that my phone, when it's recharging, there's a green light that comes on that says, 40%, 60%, 80%, 90%, bing, and then I'm good to go. If we understand that our appliances need fresh charge and they won't work to capacity or at all without the charge, perhaps we can realize we need the same. We can't go on and on and on and on. The Eveready bunny isn't ever ready. That's the name on the battery. The fact is, you can put any battery you want into the bunny. You can put whatever the battery is that you want into the Timex. What they're suggesting to you is if you use this brand, if you use the Timex watch instead of that watch, as Eddie discovered, when you toss it in the water, you have a better chance of succeeding than with the other inferior brand. That's marketing. It might be true. It's also a really great story. It's also really great. Ooh, got to have that then. Let's have that. Oh yeah, got to have that. So, sip of coffee. Conversation with a client. I need to fix something on my website. Me. What do you need fixed? I don't know. It's just not, I'm not getting the traffic. I'm not getting this. I'm not getting that. And I said, okay, let me have a look at it. And I looked at it and I reached out to her and I said, so let's look at it together because I have questions now. And she said, yeah. And I said, okay, so your brand is this many colors. Yeah. And as we discussed, that's your brand palette. Yeah. Okay. Why are all the colors different on the website? That's been changed. And she said, I know, I don't know. I was feeling restless. And I thought, well, you know what? Maybe I'll just do a different color. And I said, no, darling, that's not what you do. If you're feeling restless, you go get a sweater in a different color. You go get cute shoes in a different color. You don't arbitrarily change the color of your brand. Why not? Because they can't find you. There's a reason you choose a color and stay with it. And I said, there's a famous laundry detergent that has not changed its color in 147,000 years. Why? Well, it's bright orange, and you can see it from the fruit and vegetables aisle on the other side of the store. That would be called marketing. There's a soup with a pudgy little chef who was the original logo. And the colors on the soup can have not changed in, I don't know, since the beginning. Why not? So you can find the can on the aisle with 11,000 cans of soup. You look for the simple win. What's the simple win? What color is your favorite brand of soup? This color. Okay, your subconscious brain, that's a simple, repeatable habit. We walk to the aisle and the brain goes, where's the color? Where's the color? There it is. And there are times, we have all done it. You're going to nod when I say this. There are times, popular soft drink beverage. Yes, 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 same color. There are times when we have gone to the store. I'm guilty of it. So if I've done it, gone to the store and said, out of soup, need soup, go to the aisle, and I'm already thinking about something else. And I know I'm thinking about something else. I'm clearly aware that I'm thinking about something else. But I say to myself, well, it's always where it's always. And it's always the color it's always. I'll just go over there and just pick it up. And I get home and it's not the same soup. It's not remotely the same soup. And I'm thinking, who put that in my cart? Why? Well, I wasn't present. I was multitasking. I was allowing my subconscious brain to go by the colors and the general look. So how did I end up with a different brand of soup? Because another company said, you know what might be a really good idea is that if we look like a duck and we walk like a duck, people might say, hey, you're a duck. Get in the truck. And they'd get away with it for a while. Unless and until the lawyers for the original soup company said, hey, how you doing? Knock it off. Because that's kind of illegal. Kind of. But you have to be caught and you have to be penalized. Why do people not working in retail? Darn copycats. Yes, same with popular soft drink. Yeah, that happens to have its own shade of it. Yes, that's right. Copycats copying colors nowadays, right beside the original. Absolutely, Adrian, happens all the time. There was a motel chain. It's a famous, it's a landmark case. Holiday Inn. Holiday Inn has been the busy travelers, easy, quick, not there for the luxury, not there for the week, get in, sleep, rest, eat, get up, go kind of destination. It has been marketed that way. And there was a time, very briefly, very briefly, when a copycat, I was driving someplace and was it Holiday Inn or Howard Johnson's? Anyway, it was one of those two. And somebody had copycatted their colors and the font for the name and the logo. And the difference, if it was Howard Johnson's, it is something like they did the same thing, but they called it Henry Johnson's or something like that. So if you were busy, if you were distracted, if you were tired, and I mean, everybody driving from here all the way to the other side is exhausted. And the person in the car, we've got to stop. I've got to eat, got to go to the bathroom. Look, can we not just pull over and go to the motel early? Okay, we'll stop at the next one. And then you see the sign and you say, in we go. It's not the same space. It's not the same place. And once they got inside, there were so many differences. And very quickly, it got pulled. It got yoinked. People trying to do that probably got smacked really hard with a penalty for that. Copyright infringement. So why do people get sucked into following that? We know the name. We've used it forever. How could we end up buying this instead of that? We weren't there. We weren't 100% present. We were thinking that we were the Eveready bunny and that we would be 100% fabulous, darling. When we're exhausted, when the battery has run low and our brain is going, I'm processing as fast as I can. And we don't give ourselves permission to take a break because we think if a bunny rabbit can keep going, if a watch can keep going, yeah, but it isn't a bunny rabbit and it isn't a watch. It's a battery that has to be either changed or recharged. Otherwise, and we forget that. Why do we forget that? Because all of the motivators, all of the teachers, all of the people we see who look like they're having a great time make us feel like we have to hurry up, like we can't wait, we can't take a breath, we have to keep going, we have to keep going. He who hesitates is last, he who hesitates is lost. No, he who hesitates takes a second look at the map and says, oh, no, that's under construction. That bridge is out. Let's go this way. Working in retail, it drives you crazy when the beer and the wine companies change their packaging. Yes. Don't the customers see it? We have to condition ourselves to find the differences. Yes. The thing that drives every person on the planet out of their minds is it's 5:45. You got off work at 5. You have to stop at the grocery store alongside every other tired, exhausted, annoyed person to pick up the 4 things you didn't get on the last grocery run because you need them for dinner tonight because some fool invited themselves over. And everybody rushing into the store is hit with what? Because marketing upstairs, not marketing down on the floor, has said, surveys say that if you change around the layout of the products, people have to focus and pay more attention to find things. And quite often when they're doing that, they will notice another new product right beside the one they buy. And it's a very, very high numbers that they say, oh, what the hell, impulse, I'll get one of those too and give it a try. The marketing guy upstairs never is the one in the family who goes and gets the stuff last minute at 5:30 after work. I can almost guarantee it. There's a difference between theory and practice. Now, in Eddie's case, in retail, when the suppliers decide to change their packaging, they could just send everybody a note ahead of time. Heads up, everyone, this is our new look. And to thank you for putting up with our change, we're doing this for you. Nobody on the floor cares. Person who gets it says, yeah, whatever. But at least they're trying. At least they're trying to mitigate the confusion. So the person who decides to move the fruits and vegetables 3 aisles over has no idea that every person I have ever met, I've met quite a few people, when they do their grocery list, they put the items on the list in the order of where they are in the store, right? It stops being a don't forget to get milk and becomes a walking. It's like a treasure hunt, right? You have a list of things to get. If you put it in the order in which they are in the store, then you walk in and there's always this here, and then there's this here, and then there's this here, and I'm out of this and I'm out of this. So you write it down in that order because you can remember. You go in the store and it's not there and you think, oh my God, it's gonna be another hour before I'm out of here. You call, I'm gonna be late. They've moved everything around again. And yeah, Eddie's saying the people who do the theory need to be in the trenches and figure it out. When I used to work in hospitality, bartending, I would venture to say that every single time you bring in an expert to design, an architect to design the layout of the cupboards and the shelving and the units and the whatnot, that designer has never worked in a bar. That designer has no idea how high top shelf, the expensive that looks in all the pretty glasses, how high it needs to be is not for the benefit of the people sitting at the bar or the tables over there. If they are specialty drinkers, they know the name. They know the name. When they come and say, I don't know what I feel like. Oh, you know what, hon? Remember that drink we had, and we had it with that gold leaf stuff? Look, let's have that. Okay, that's one. Who the top shelf should be for is the person who has to reach for it, because you can't keep pulling out a step stool in a rush. You put out the step stool, you get it, you get off the step stool, the next person walking along trips over the step stool. Like, everything about being in the moment, looking at what's going on, and especially looking at the people who are in the moment with us, And just doing a simple check in. How's my battery? You want to know how your heart's doing? You can take your pulse. If it's really fast, calm down. How to calm down? Breathing exercises. Eddie knows. I taught him a really good one. I've taught you and I'll teach you again. Calm down. Rest. Recharge. When you're spinning, when your heart's going a mile a minute, it's trying too hard. You know what happens when you rev your engine too long in your car? It's a really expensive visit to the mechanic. Why? It's not meant to rev like that non-stop. It's meant to rev and then rest. So the message today in this crazy, silly video is that we can all be bunnies if we want to be a bunny. My parents dressed me up as a bunny rabbit for Halloween my entire childhood. I finally said no when I was 16. I felt it was going to send the wrong message. These big ears and the teeth. I look like a bunny rabbit. I look like a cartoon bunny rabbit, a little one. Hello. So we are not the Eveready bunny. We are the bunny who knows how much better we feel and how much more fun we have and how much more productive we are when we're rested, when we've had something to eat, when we've had time to have a shower and just stand there saying, oh, thank you for the invention of the shower. We are a better bunny for it. There is no such thing as ever ready. It doesn't exist. That's why they sell charging stations and multiples. We're so busy for the quick fix, for the miracle fix. We cause ourselves a lot of grief and pain. So I have something else I want to talk to you about it's along this line on Thursday, which is 2 days from now. So in between now and then, for us, for all of us, because we are becoming a tribe, and especially those of us who are the decision makers, the healers, the first line, the first response, the people that so many of us rely on. You must rest. Even if you say to yourself, if I just push through, I can deal with one more person. The question to ask yourself is, yes, how well? And as I often say, to the point of probably annoyance, when you look at one of those wonderful loop tapes, or you go and actually stand on a beach and the waves come in, and the sound of it, you know what the waves do after that? They go away. What do? They go away to gather more energy, more faster moving molecules, so they can come back. We have to do that too. We are waves on a beach. So with that, I'm going to let you go. It's a little shorter today. I'm trying to get it down to a better size. There's just so much to share. And I want to say the usual drill. Be good to you. It's bigger than you deserve it. If you have a low deserve level, be good to you means we deserve it. We all deserve you at your best. You deserve us at our best. Every single thing we want to do for each other is to up the number on the value of the day, not up our number. When I say to people, how's your day on a scale of 1 to 10? People say, I'm trying. No. Not asking you how big, how fast, how many. I'm saying, how's the day? What random things are going on that you are managing? Oh, that's why I say, how's the day? Not how are you? How's the day? It's about a 4. Been a lot going on. What number would you like it to be? I'd like it to be an 8. Okay, then. Well, all the toxic stuff that is in your control, you can tell it to back off. You can just say, not now. Go to your room. And then laugh because, you're talking to a coffee pot. We're allowed to do that. We're allowed to find the love, find the joy, find the laughter, and give ourselves a break. We're all allowed to do that. It's in the fine print on the back. You never read the fine print. All right? Be good to you. Hug your loved ones. Find a reason to smile. And I will see you on Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for telling your friends to go over to YouTube and subscribe. We're building the numbers. See you soon.